Good evening and welcome to this live streaming on YouTube. It's a grammar series that is supposed to provide you with all information necessary to develop your language in a highly advanced way. And hope that you can see what I'm presenting on my laptop screen. And you can interact with me. So I need to just wait a little bit till I check if everything is okay. Hope that you're making it to this video, live streaming. I'm facing a trouble. Okay. I'm facing a trouble, but I'm gonna fix it soon. So guys, you can take a screenshot right now. So you can do this exercise later. Till now, I'm not able to see your comments, so you'd better wait a little bit till I... Here in this page, we have about 6 sentences. Here are the 6 sentences. Yes. They're not difficult and they are pre-intermediate level. They are pre-intermediate level. You're not supposed to face any trouble with them. So right now, take a few minutes, or let's say a little bit, so you can work on them. We need to rearrange the words so they make sense. The first sentence, homework, his English, he did quickly. So as you may know, we put the subject in the beginning. So we have to put he quickly did his homework. By the way, we can do it in different ways. He did his homework quickly. So there are 2 ways for this. We don't have to stick to one way. So far, I can see your comments, but from a different account. Hello, Imad, from work. Thank you very much. Good evening, Razan. Thank you, Imad. He says many thanks for doing this live streaming. Hello, Mace. How are you doing? So Imad is saying he did his English homework quickly. For number 2, Imad is participating and he says, my boyfriend is really interested in cars. Thank you very much, Maram, for joining. Good evening. Number 2, guys. My boyfriend is really interested in cars, so it makes sense for me. So let's go to the first one and do it. He did his homework. So he did his English homework quickly. Very nice. It's correct. He did his English homework quickly. What about number 2? Number 2, my boyfriend is really interested. After interested, we need to put in cars. My boyfriend is really interested in cars. Try to focus on my pronunciation. It is so important. Again, my boyfriend is really interested in cars. My boyfriend is really interested in cars. Number 3. By the way, I'm speaking a little bit slowly and intentionally, so you can take your time and do this exercise with me. Number 3, have you finished minutes exam exactly 10:02? So we start with the capital letter U. It means, I think that we need to put have to, because, okay, you have, you can say you have to finish, and you can also say you have 5 exams, or you have exactly. You have exactly. As you can see with this type of exercises, we can get confused because there are multiple choices, guys. Maram says you have 10 minutes to finish exam exactly. Well, if we try to do this, Maram, it won't work, because we have exactly that comes before. So you have exactly 10 minutes. So let's put 10 and then minutes. So you have exactly 10 minutes to finish exam. To finish exam. Or to finish what? To finish. Do we have any other choices? To finish the exam. Okay. To finish the exam. This is so important. So let's get ready to number 4. Number 4 is very simple as well. Phone sleeping peacefully when I was rang. So you can see with me that it's about combining 2 tenses together. Imad says, I'm sorry, Razan and Imad, good evening to Lena. Tolina says, good evening. Razan says, the phone was rang. It's wrong. You can't say was and rang together when I'm sleeping. It's impossible, Razan. Considered to be a deadly mistake, unfortunately. So your response is wrong. Imad says, I was sleeping peacefully when the phone rang. Thank you very much. So Imad is working from work. He's doing it from work. I was sleeping. I was sleeping peacefully when the phone rang. عندما رن الهاتف كنت أنام بهدوء بطمأنينة. I was sleeping peacefully when the phone rang. Again, I was sleeping peacefully when the phone rang. Now, number 5. We have these words: speak English. Speak mistakes. English, I but make slowly. Talina says, I was sleeping peacefully when the phone rang. Thank you very much. You are right. Imad says for number 5. I speak English slowly but still make mistakes. Very nice. I usually, in this kind of exercise, start with the capital letter I. Speak English slowly. Thank you very much, Imad. You are correct. I speak English slowly, but and really thank you, Imad, for the comma. Talina says, I speak English slowly, but still make mistakes. Thank you very much. But still make mistakes. Again, I'm gonna read it so we can benefit from the pronunciation of this one. I speak English slowly, but still make mistakes. Number 6. Imad says, I don't care about a place. If there is a will, there is a way. Thank you very much, Imad. That's truly kind of you. Razan says, you have to drive carefully in bad weather. You have to drive carefully in bad weather. Okay, let's see. You have to drive carefully in bad weather. Excellent. Very good. So guys, you can take a screenshot. Thank you very much, Imad. You are correct. You're always correct. So 6 sentences, I'm going to read them again. So guys, please pay attention to my pronunciation. He did his English homework quickly. He did his English homework quickly. Number 2, my boyfriend is really interested in cars. My boyfriend is really interested in cars. Number 3, you have exactly 10 minutes to finish the exam. Again, you have exactly 10 minutes to finish the exam. Number 4, I was sleeping peacefully when the phone rang. I was sleeping peacefully when the phone rang. 5, I speak English slowly but still make mistakes. 6, you have to drive carefully in bad weather. You have to drive carefully in bad weather. Maram says, هيك غلط ما فينا نأخرهم لهدول لآخر الجملة. You have to drive in bad weather carefully. No, you are wrong. We can do it in one way when you say you have to drive carefully in general. But whenever you have this kind of adverb in bad weather, you need to put carefully before it. Thank you very much, Imad. He says, I'm so happy that I'm able to attend the live streaming with you. I'm happier, Mr. Thank you very much for the kind words. Now let's go to the next part. Please take a screenshot of this one so we can work together on this. We have 6 sentences. We have 6 sentences. We need to put them all together. Number 1, what were you doing when I rang you? Where was Jim going when you saw him? What was Jack doing when the doorbell rang? Number 4, where were they going when they crashed? Number 5, what were they doing when you arrived? Number 6, where was Anne going when she got lost? So the first one, Imad says 1B, Maram says 1B, and Razan says 1B, and let me check it. What were you doing when I rang you? I was doing the washing up. Very nice. Number 2, where was Jim going when you saw him? Tolina says D. Razan says A. There is a difference. So where was Jim going when you saw him? Where was he going? Not what was he doing, so Razan is wrong. Tolina says D, he was going to the bank, and that's true. Thank you very much, Maram, you are correct. Number 3, what was Jack doing when the doorbell rang? Thank you, Imadi says a 3A, Maram says a 3A, thank you very much. Talina says a 3A, and to be honest with you, I'm very happy that you are sharing on the live chat. So yes, it is 3A. Number 4, where were they going when they crashed? Where were they going when they crashed? Tolina says 4E. They were driving to London, that's true. Number 5, what were they doing when you arrived? What were they doing when you arrived? So number 5F, that's what Imad says, and I agree. No, I don't. Yeah, they were cooking dinner. Excellent. Thank you very much, Mister. And for the last one, where was Anne going when she got lost? She was going to a friend's new house. So again, the answers are for number 1, B, number 2, D, number 3, A, number 4, E, and number 5 and 6, F and C. As I told you, you can take a screenshot because it's very necessary to do it later. And this exercise or these types of exercises help you develop your skills, because grammar is the basis for any language according to what scientists and scholars say. Would you like to do one more? Okay, let's go. Guys, this is very simple. It's about articles. And whenever we say articles, we mean a, an, and the. A, an, and the. James always has lunch at 1 o'clock. By the way, we can say this, lunch. A lunch, the lunch, or nothing. Which one do you choose? This is a good choice for you. This is a good chance for you to examine your grammar information and knowledge. So what do you think about the first one? James always has. Wrong, Talina, not the lunch. You can't say the lunch. If you say the lunch, that means you and I know which lunch they are talking about, and it's like there is only one lunch, and that is wrong. I'm gonna have lunch without anything. So it is nothing. That's what I think. Maram says 1A. What do you mean 1A? A lunch? No, it doesn't work. A lunch. We don't use a with lunch or with dinner or breakfast. We say I have a breakfast early in the morning. And I would like to thank my dear friend Rasha, my wife, who helped me fix the technical problem that I've been working on for, let's say, almost half an hour. Thank you very much. Number 2, my sister is doctor in India. Is a, the, or nothing? Of course it is a doctor. A doctor in India. Thank you, Talina. Your answer is correct, and thank you, Imad. I would like to draw your attention to a fact that is so important for everybody who is listening and watching right now. Guys, I'm broadcasting HD. HD. So if you don't see my laptop screen with a high resolution, you'd better adjust the resolution on your cell phone or laptop. So let's go to number 3. We go to a bed, the bed, or we go to nothing late at weekends. Thank you, Talina. You are correct. Nothing. And thank you, Imad. And by the way, guys, we can benefit from these sentences in our daily life. We go to bed at, or we go to bed late at weekends. But in American English, instead of at, we say on weekends. For my boss is happiest person in our office. With this superlative form of the adjective, we need to use the. Thank you very much. Razan, you are correct. Imad, you are correct for number 4. Talina, you are correct. Thank you very much. Maram, you are correct. As I told you earlier, it's a great chance for you to examine your grammar knowledge. Number 5, my brother was so ill. He was in a hospital. He was in the hospital. He was in hospital for 2 weeks. I myself prefer the. Let's see what you chose. Maram says, I'm sorry, for number 5. Imad says none. Razan says the. But for me, I can say he was in hospital, and he was in the hospital. Hospital is very good. Hospital is very good. Like he was in school. I will leave it like this and then we'll check it together. What a horrible day. This is like you are wondering. Wow, what a horrible day. Okay, so here, as you can see, for number 5, we have nothing. And number 5, we have nothing. In hospital for 2 weeks. Okay, I'm going to read the sentences again. I do appreciate your efforts. I do appreciate your enthusiasm, participation as well. Number 1, James always has lunch at 1 o'clock. And this is simple present, by the way, guys. Number 2, my sister is a doctor in India. Number 3, we go to bed late at weekends. 4, my boss is the happiest person in our office. 5, my brother was so ill he was in hospital for 2 weeks. 6, what a horrible day. What a horrible day. Hello, my dear friend Ata. Thank you very much for yourself, and say hello to your dear husband. Okay, guys, let's go to countable and uncountable nouns. And many students get confused with these two forms. Now we have these sentences, these 6 sentences. Number 1, they're changing rooms on the ground floor. There are a. What do you think, guys? There are some changing rooms, because rooms is plural countable. Plural countable. Number 2. Thank you very much, Maram. You are correct. And thank you very much to Lena. And Salah, thank you very much for joining. Number 2, they're news agents in this town. There isn't a. There isn't any. There aren't a. Guys, I would like to draw your attention to a fact that, this sentence has a mistake. And the mistake is that, like here, here, news agents is. There shouldn't be apostrophe S. There is a mistake in the sentence. Thank you very much, Ata. Good evening and welcome. So for the next one, number 2, there isn't any news agent in this town. Thank you very much, Salah. And don't forget that the apostrophe and S are wrong in the sentence. Number 3, we haven't got in the sale. We haven't got much or some or many. Which one do you think is right? Talina is right. Number 2 isn't any. Maram is right. You are all right. Thank you, Iman. So we haven't got many shoes in the sale. This is the most preferable choice. Number 4. Yeah, many. Thank you very much, Talina. Thank you, Maram. You are correct. Number 4, I'm going to the shops because their bread left. قبل ما أفتح الخيار باعتقادي هو there isn't any. يلا. There isn't. طبعا بتزبط any و much. There isn't much. هلا there isn't any يعني لا يوجد أي نهائيا على الإطلاق. There isn't much يعني ما بقيان كتير يعني فيه. Thank you dear friend Imad, but you are wrong because shoes is a countable word. So for number 4 guys, I believe the best one is there isn't much bread left. يعني شو يعني left؟ مو يسار، متبقي، لم يعد هناك متبقي أو الكثير من الخبز المتبقي لدينا. Thank you Telina, you are correct. Number 5. I bought sandwiches in case you were hungry. I bought a lot, a little, a few. The best one is, of course, I bought a few because a lot needs of. So a few comes with the countable. So I bought a few sandwiches in case you were hungry and في حال كنت جائع. Selena says isn't much for number 4 and Imad, thank you very much, are both correct. Number 6. Salah, you are correct, a few. Imad says some for number 5. We don't have some for number 5, Imad. Talina says a few, thank you very much, you are correct. Number 6. I didn't have cake with my tea. I didn't have any or some or little. Any cake. So I got one. As I told you, there is a mistake right here. Let's see the right one. Isn't a news agent. There is a problem right here in this sentence, guys. Okay, so you'd better forget about the sentence. Let me read these sentences from 1 to 6, except number 2 for you guys. Thank you, Maram, you are correct, and Salah, you are correct. Imad says, does it work if we put some? I didn't have some cake with my tea. Well, it's okay, but it doesn't make sense. If we have to say any or much. Any or much. Yes, Razan, we can use any with the negative or with the question. Yes. So let me read these sentences again. There are some changing rooms on the ground floor. Number 3, we haven't got many shoes in the sale. 4, I'm going to the shops because there isn't much bread left. 5, I bought a few sandwiches in case you were hungry. Number 6, I didn't have any cake with my tea. Thank you very much. We will all get together, hopefully, on Facebook in 10 minutes to practice some pronunciation and conversation issues.